You're watching Cape Media News, brought to you by Cape Media Center.
Tonight on Cape Media News, Monomoy students share their poetry.
Plus, Yarmouthport has a new pizza joint.
And later, a recap of this week's town meetings.
These stories and more are coming up next on Cape Media News.
Good evening and welcome to Cape Media News, your source for hyperlocal news that matters. I'm Jamie Horton.
And I'm Mitch Sock. Just before winter break, fifth graders at Monomoy Middle School completed their poetry project and celebrated with hot chocolate. The poems they wrote and illustrated are now on display at various businesses in the community, including right here at Cape Media Center. We invited some of the students to visit this week to recite their poems and learn about video production. Take a look.
It was a project. They were looking for help from the community, and they wanted businesses to display the kids' poems.
Our fifth graders just completed a unit on poetry, and as part of that, they wrote their own poems, and then they illustrated them and put them in frames. And those framed poems are in a variety of businesses and organizations around our community.
I thought, that is so cool, but let's take it a step further and let's bring them into the studio and show them another way to be creative.
I'm forever sweet, like chocolate, never melting, always helping people in need, never stopping, always making the world a better place.
You're walking down a path. You hear rushing water. You start to walk fast. You're beginning to ponder. What could it be? You come into a clearing. A stream, maybe? It sounds like you are nearing. You see a little pond, and up above, a wet rock wall. Suddenly, it dawned on you. It's a waterfall.
Peace is helping people. Peace is getting along. Peace is caring for others. Peace tastes like lemonade. Peace smells sweet. Peace sounds like people being nice. Peace feels like a cozy day. Peace looks like no war. Peace makes me feel calm. Peace is people being happy.
Fall, colorful, cooling, fall, falling, cooling, crunching, fire, leaves, colors, holidays, enchanting, rustling, whirling, cozy, scarlet, autumn.
I was a fifth grader 7 years ago at the same school that they are. And so it was really funny kind of seeing almost like a younger me in the form of 4 different kids. And it was really nice talking to them. They're all so bright, but I think I loved being able to tell them something new and help them learn about something that might have seemed a bit foreign to them at first. And I think what we do here at the Media Center is really, really important because the way we interact with media really shapes the way we see the world. And I think the more intentional about it, the way that we consume it, the better and more compassionate like human beings will be. So it was nice seeing the kids like kind of get that spark and to know that their voices can be heard and that there is really a way so that they can make their own narrative and tell their own stories. And so I hope to see them again in the future. And it was really nice talking to them.
And continuing with Monomoy, Cape Media News spokeschild Fiona Caswell also stopped by this week to let us know about a couple of events taking place in the district next week.
Monomoy School District has some awesome events this month that you won't want to miss. If you want to support students' art, head to Monomoy High School on the 19th, the All Arts Night. We'll have art and music from every grade in the district. The art show opens at 5:30 and the concert starts at 6:30. And on March 20th, Monomoy High School is hosting a fundraiser for the Family Table Collaborative. The whole family is invited for a homemade soup dinner made by the FTC, served in ceramic bowls made by students for only $15. You'll get soup, bread, cookies, coffee, and a unique bowl to take home. Both the high school and middle school choirs will perform during the dinner. But if you can't come, you can still donate to the Family Table Collaborative website. That's what's going on in Monomoy for Cape Media News. I'm Fiona Caswell. Go Sharks!
Sophomores and juniors attending high school across Cape are invited to join Independence House's Teen Leadership Group. The Do Every Little Thing to Assist, or DELTA, leadership group starts this month and continues through the end of the school year. During these sessions, teens will become educated on topics such as rape culture, gender messaging, sexual assault advocacy, bystander intervention, and more.
The goal of this group is to empower teens with the tools they need to support and advocate for the safety and well-being of their peers. On March 20th, parents are invited to the Independence House office in Hyannis from 5 to 6 p.m. to learn more about this program.
Still looking for ways to celebrate Women's History Month? Check out the Cape Cod Maritime Museum's latest exhibit, Sailing Against the Tide, Women of Cape Cod and the Islands. Histories of Cape Cod are quick to recall the many tales of ship captains, lightkeepers, and fishermen. Many fail to include the women who were by their sides running businesses, writing novels, discovering scientific secrets, and leading communities. Cape Cod Maritime Museum's exhibit celebrates these important women who often fall to the footnotes of our history.
And on March 24th at 11 a.m., Cotuit Library is hosting the Cape and Islands Veteran Outreach Center as they celebrate female veterans. The event will feature guest speakers sharing local programs and resources available to female veterans. RSVP is required. Call 508-237-3349 to save your spot.
The Mercy Otis Warren Cape Cod Woman of the Year Selection Committee has announced that nominations are now being accepted for the 24th Annual Award honoring one Cape Cod woman. The recipient of this award should demonstrate an outstanding contribution to her community in business, arts, education, community involvement, and volunteerism. Nominations will be accepted until Monday, April 21st, and submission requirements can be found online at capecod.gov. Coming up after the break, meeting recaps and more. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Cape Media News.
This week had Harwich and Chatham holding select board meetings, so let's jump right into it.
In Harwich this week, the Select Board's latest meeting revisited a major wastewater project and handled several town matters. The board focused heavily on the Phase 3A Great Sand Lakes wastewater plan aimed at protecting pond water quality. After hearing a detailed engineering presentation and public pleas to address pollution, the board reversed a prior decision that had shelved the sewer project.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
4-1, Joe.
Just so everybody knows, before they react tonight going next to a keyboard, we are still not done. The article, all these articles, we have to make decisions on, but they go to the printer and close out the warrant sometime in late March, so it's not over tonight. What we've done is remove the specter of it not being considered at all.
The board's vote keeps the Great Sand Lakes project alive for further consideration. In other Harwich business, the board approved several citizen petition articles as it prepares for a town meeting. Notably, they unanimously endorsed creating a historic preservation award to honor local history. Another petition on fertilizer and pesticide regulation was introduced with no final vote yet. The board also made some key appointments, confirming John Harker as Harwich's new harbor master. Town Administrator Joe Powers noted Harker's 20-year Coast Guard career in recommending him, highlighting his experience. Additionally, the board approved extending a seasonal facilities cleaning contract to keep public facilities serviced through the summer. Several routine items like approving minutes and appointing committee members rounded out the agenda. The Harwich Select Board wrapped up on a positive note, acknowledging a successful land auction for open space and even cheering on the Nauset boys hockey team as they head to the state finals at TD Garden this weekend. And in Chatham, the Select Board tackled a wide-ranging agenda this week, with the board quickly approving a liquor license transfer from the Chatham Village Market grocery store. New owner Harsh Patel vowed to maintain the market's neighborhood character.
And we plan to keep all the same offerings, all the quality products, and the friendly faces in the store the same. I think the current owners and management have done a great job in building the market into what it is today, and we don't plan on changing anything.
Board members welcomed Patel and voted unanimously to approve the transfer, clearing the way for the market sale. Next, a Department of Public Works report highlighted a Level 2 significant drought declared on Cape Cod. DPW Director Rob Faley urged water conservation, offering free leak tests and tips to residents. The board also addressed town finances and employee contracts in preparation for the annual town meeting. Members ratified new 3-year union contracts with municipal employees and managers after collaborative negotiations. These agreements boost wages and benefits to help retain staff. For example, standard work hours will expand from 35 to 40 hours for many positions, and newer employees will get improved health insurance contributions. The board's approval was unanimous, and the contracts now head to town meeting for funding approval. The board also approved a series of budget transfers and warrant articles. These housekeeping moves will balance accounts and support housing initiatives. One article will reimburse about $316,000 to the Affordable Housing Trust to fix a past accounting oversight, ensuring the trust gets interest it missed out on. Looking ahead to town meeting, the board forwarded several housing proposals, including refiling a real estate transfer fee to fund housing and creating a new housing trust with an amendment to preserve local control over its trustees. The board also backed seeking special legislation so local commercial fishermen can qualify for workforce housing programs, broadening affordable housing efforts. The most debated issue was a citizens' petition to restrict operations at Chatham Municipal Airport. The petition proposes limiting the airport to small aircraft only, or FAA Design Group 1, effectively banning larger planes like jets and certain charter turboprops. Supporters of the petition argue that larger aircraft exceed the airport's design and pose safety risk in the dense West Chatham neighborhood. During public comment, one resident cautioned that we've been very lucky so far, and a crash of a larger charter plane would be catastrophic for the community. Airport officials, however, counter that federal rules bar the town from limiting aircraft types. They pointed to the airport's strong safety record and ongoing safety upgrades. The board noted that town council and an aviation attorney submitted 13 pages of legal opinions opposing the proposed bylaw, finding it likely conflicts with state and federal law. In fact, those attorneys concluded the petition would not withstand legal scrutiny, essentially that such a restriction would be invalid. With those legal concerns, and with 2 board members absent, the Select Board postponed making any recommendation on the airport petition. For now, the airport restrictions petition will go to town meeting without a board recommendation, heading for a community debate under the shadow of potential legal challenges. And that's it for this week. For Cape Media News, I'm Mitch Sock.
Coming up after the break, sports and more.
Welcome back to Cape Media News. Last week, the former Pizza by Evan restaurant in Yarmouthport reopened as Cape Flats Pizza. To celebrate the new ownership, Cape Media News stopped by the ribbon cutting to check out all the excitement.
Sure. So this is my front of the house manager, Eve. Her customer service is amazing, and she's the best. She's a lifesaver up front. And this is the back of the house manager, Roger. He's developed a lot of the stuff in the back that you're going to be tasting. It's absolutely amazing. I've known Roger for 35 years. We worked together on and off, and it was a no-brainer for us to get together. So it's my 5th restaurant. I come from a concept called Storm Loving Pizza Company. Had a couple off Cape, but I'm really excited about this. 15 minutes away from my house. It's amazing. And yeah, I'm excited, really excited.
Yeah. All right.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
We gotta look up. Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Everybody wants beer and wine.
If your home or business is in an area prone to flooding, Flood Safety Week is a great time to take records of your personal property by photo or video, and consider purchasing flood insurance through the national program. Chatham residents can check out detailed flood emergency preparations at chatham-ma.gov or head to the Federal Emergency Management Agency's website.
Sharing Kindness is hosting the National Alliance for Children's Grief Educational Seminar, Family Dynamics and Grief, Strategies for Supporting Young People Through Loss. This 3-hour educational webcast is designed for professionals featuring experts in the field of bereavement. Using a systemic approach to understanding grief, the seminar will focus on the impact family systems have on children and adolescents navigating loss.
The interactive session will focus on the critical role families play in shaping how young people process loss. It offers a culturally attuned perspective that highlights the significance of each family's unique context. The session consists of 3 hours of education and a 30-minute break for group discussion. While the educational content is online, this event will be held in person on March 30th from 1 to 4:30 at the Sharing Kindness office in South Harwich.
The Dennis Center for Active Living is holding a food drive on Tuesday the 18th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. They're accepting donations of non-perishable food in jars, cans, and sealed packets, as well as some non-expired perishable items. They're also accepting soap, deodorant, shampoo, conditioner, and other personal care items. Consider dropping some items off, as every donation counts.
The Association to Preserve Cape Cod is seeking volunteers. Spring is almost here, and Cape Cod's river herring will begin their annual upstream journey. Every year, volunteers monitor herring runs by participating in visual herring counts. This data is essential to guide conservation efforts and protect our waterways. Each herring run needs at least 675 visual counts during the migration season, which begins April 1st and ends on June 15th.
Volunteering for this citizen science effort is easy. Training is provided, so no prior experience is necessary. Shifts are only 10 minutes long, and you can sign up for as many shifts during migration season as you'd like. Visit the Association to Preserve Cape Cod website to learn more.
Herring aren't the only local wildlife making their return soon. Mass Audubon is getting ready to install protective fencing in beach areas for shorebird nesting season. For Chatham, installations have already begun at Cockle Cove, Ridgevale, and Forest Beach. Installations at Hardings and Lighthouse Beach will be set up around the 25th. Once installed, make sure to keep kids and pets outside of fenced areas. If these protected species are able to nest successfully upon their arrival this spring, the sectioned off portions of the beach will reopen earlier in the season.
And lastly this week, we send it to Ryan Downs with a recap of This Week in Sports.
Welcome back to the Cape Media News Sports segment. I'm your host and local sports guy, Ryan Downs. We're still in between seasons as winter sports finishes up all of its finals, but we also have the first scrimmages of spring sports taking place next week. So let's get into our weekly sports report. The Cape and Islands League announced this past week its All-Stars for all divisions for both boys and girls. Let's start with the girls. DY was well represented on the Atlantic Division All-Stars, with Savannah Azoff, Maeve Dolan, Sienna Laus, and Jaylene Pierce all earning spots. Pierce also earned Atlantic Division MVP honors. Earlier this season, she surpassed 1,000 career points, led DY to a 14-6 record, an undefeated league record, and their first league title since 1990. And Barnstable sophomore Ashley Cox also made the Atlantic Division All-Stars, showcasing her talent as an underclassman. Honorable mentions include Barnstable's Malia Johnson and DY's Abby Conover, while Jaden Wilkins from Barnstable and Kendra Hayes from DY received individual sportsmanship awards. And in the Maritime Division, Monomoy's Kylie Mon and Joanne Reddy were named All-Stars. Fiona Moore earned an honorable mention, and Abro Long was also recognized for sportsmanship. Moving on to the boys. In the Maritime Division, Monomoy's Jackson Rocco was named MVP. This season, he led the Sharks to a league title and also surpassed 1,000 career points along the way. He was joined by Finn Hyora and Jackson Morneau as All-Stars, while Braden Burke earned honorable mention. And in the Atlantic Division, we saw Barnstable's Gabe Pichardo earn co-MVP honors, as Barnstable secured the league championship. The Red Hawk players also earned 4 spots on the All-Star team: Pichardo, Kawan Deza, Karan Ford, and Caden Forts. And DY had 2 players recognized as All-Stars, being Tyler Hamilton and Josh Jenkins. Honorable mentions include Barnstable's Evan Briggs and DY's Aiden Gonzalez, while Chosen Son Bell from Barnstable and Charlie Blake from DY were recognized for sportsmanship. With Monomoy and Barnstable boys and DY girls winning their respective divisions and several standout individual performances, It was a strong season for Cape Hoopers. Now moving on to spring sports. Some teams have their most updated schedule already posted to Arbiter, so you can check out the latest on whatever teams you follow. As of right now, it looks like baseball will be the first sport to kick off the spring season, with a scrimmage next Thursday between DY and Monomoy. Although most sports in regular seasons don't start till the very last week of March, and in some cases the beginning of April. And that's it for this week's sports update. Back to you, Mitch and Jamie.
Thanks, Ryan. This weekend, Chatham and Harwich Recreation are teaming up for a family skate at Charles Moore Arena.
That's right. On Sunday from 10 to 11, lace up your ice skates and enjoy this free hour of public skating with the family.
And thank you for joining us this evening. If you have a story you'd like to see covered, send us an email at newstip@capemedia.org.
And stay up to date on all the local happenings by following us on Facebook and YouTube.
And make sure to tune in every Friday at 5:30 for more hyperlocal news that matters on Channel 26, Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. For Cape Media News, I'm Jamie Horton.
And I'm Mitch Sock.